Hi everyone, this is Killshot99 Gaming. This is Fear the Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 10, Countdown, Close Your Eyes. So I know some of you have seen it last week. We are going to talk a little bit of spoilers tonight, so I have to forewarn you. We've got all the info, all the 411 of what's going to go down. So if you don't want a little bit of the recap or what's going to go down, then you don't want to stick around the stream. So we are going to kind of lay out exactly what happens. This is going to be an interesting episode because it is going to be less people involved in this. And I know when they did the John and June episode, John and Naomi, whatever we want to call it, we had mixed reviews on that. I was not a big fan of that. That's one of the ones I scored a little bit lower. Many of you liked it. So tonight is going to be along those lines. Apparently it is going to be two people involved in tonight's episode, and I'll get into that one second. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to everybody. Appreciate all of you being here. Hopefully you guys got a chance to join us at noon. Quick announcement, we will be doing the what-if scenarios during the week and also every Sunday at noon, so start to mark your calendars. We are going full speed ahead with The Walking Dead all through the next 2 or 3 months. So we're going to give you more information, more theories, more predictions, more of what we do here. And just want to say thank you for everything that you guys do. And we'll get some shout outs a little bit later on. So close your eyes, tonight's episode. Before we get into the spoilers and what's going to go down, I was thinking about the title a little bit and see if you can follow along with this. So close your eyes is the opposite of open your eyes, clearly. But there's a movie, Vanilla Sky, that was out some time ago. And Vanilla Sky was a Tom Cruise movie, Penelope Cruz, and it was based on a movie called Abre los Ojos, which is Open Your Eyes. And in that particular movie, it was about Tom Cruise who lost everything, or had everything, and then kind of gradually lost it. And I'm wondering if the title of tonight's episode, Close Your Eyes, is the opposite. It is the low point of Alicia and Charlie and rebuilding that relationship and starting to establish something. I know it's a little bit out there, but just kind of think about it, trying to plant the seed a little bit, because that is what tonight's episode is about. It is about Alicia and Charlie. Let me go ahead and set the stage for what goes down. So when we start out tonight's episode, Alicia is, she's coming along an abandoned house, and she's kind of out there. The storm is starting to sort of take off. She goes inside, and there are people that are still there. So you got the mom, the dad, couple kids in there. She's got to put them all down, and she needs a little bit of refuge. But coincidentally enough, Charlie is in the same place. Now, I know a lot of you were hoping to see a Charlie-nado, you know, where she just kind of, you know, whirled around and got taken somewhere. That's not what's going to go down. Tonight is going to be the rebuilding of Charlie. So like we talked about, that low point, and then kind of close your eyes. This is the opposite. Charlie's forgiveness, I guess. So why is Charlie in the same house as Alicia? Because there's a storm outside. So we are going to find out a little bit more about Charlie tonight. We do get to find out what happens to Charlie's parents, so stay tuned for that. And here's the thing. This episode tonight is really about Alicia wanting to kill Charlie, but her heart telling her not to kill Charlie. So she's still got a little bit of that Madison, what would my mom do? And she's holding on to those memories. So Charlie walked into, yeah, that's not going to happen. Charlie's not going to walk into Alicia's muffler knife thing that she has. So there are going to be additional problems with the storm. A lot of tonight's episode is going to look like dire straits where they're just not going to get out of it. Alicia and Charlie trapped in a flooded basement, but they do make it out alive. So I'm going to stop right there and just a little bit of spoilers and a little bit of the prelude of what tonight's episode. How are you feeling about tonight? We did say this a while back, and I know it was not a popular opinion. Where's Epic? Because me and Epic go back and forth on this. I fully believe they are setting the stage for Charlie to become, in my mind, Clementine. And I know that's not it's not popular among a lot of people because people are like, there's no way, Clementine is too tough, she's badass, she's awesome. There's Epic in Q. But I think Epic tonight, you're going to start to see the forgiveness, and once the forgiveness starts, then the writers will put Charlie in these heroic situations. They'll let her regroup, recover, and then they're going to build her up to become a badass, just like Clementine did. Remember, Clementine was a scared little girl, and then Lee rescued her, and then the rest is history. She learned to shoot a gun. Stay tuned for a little bit of that. It's going to happen. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Let's see. It is. So Drama King's like, it's funny how everyone's forgiven Charlie for killing Nick now. I forgave her as soon as it happened because I was not a Nick fan. I know that's not popular either. But sometimes I can make unpopular statements and get away with it. Because I'm honest about it. I never was. And you guys sort of know how I've went through this. I followed Nick. I endured him. I tolerated him. But he was not one of my favorites on the show. Neither was Madison. I liked Travis. I liked Alicia. So I do have, kind of the people I gravitate toward a little bit more. But Nick was just never one of those because I just want him to be Johnny Depp. It's like he looked like Johnny Depp. Why can't you act like Johnny Depp? But, I know he had struggles. So let me skip over before I get in too much trouble because I got Pete D super chatting saying, nothing productive to add. I have unfortunately already seen tonight's episode, but hello all. Pete, I'm trying to read between the lines here, and he says, I have unfortunately already seen tonight's episode. So I'm going to put Pete D on the spot here. So actually, I'm not going to ask anybody for spoilers. Anybody that's seen the episode last week, I want you to do me a favor before we do the recap tonight, and please don't scare anybody away. We still want the reaction. But from a 1 to a 10, anyone that saw the episode already, give me a rating before I get a chance to watch it and really analyze it. Because I'm going to analyze it and we're going to do our reaction. So if you've already seen tonight's episode, 1 to a 10. Tammy has seen it and she says it's a 10. So, Ann, let me know if you're going to watch it again. Pete gives an 8. That's not terrible. I can live with an 8. Rosanna gave it a 6. So we've got a 6, an 8, and a 10. So I'm going to take the average of that, and it's an 8, which is okay. Pete D says it kept my interest all the way through. All right, I'm liking that. Tammy's going to watch it again. Okay, all right, I'm good then. I'm good. So what we'll do tonight, and you guys know how I like to do it. I'm going to be taking a ton of notes. My notebook, honestly, probably dwarfs Yvette Nicole Brown because I got tons and tons of notes. Her handwriting's probably neater, and our thoughts are a little bit more structured. But I just got like pages and pages and pages because I really like to dig into the psychology of what the characters are doing. So tonight, we'll see. I mean, we'll see based on the spoilers what you think the show is going to be, and then, we'll ask the question again and see if we can change a little bit of that perspective. So here's a couple more things that I want to talk about. Apparently, there will be a replay of Nick and Madison's death scenes, so that we have to look forward to. And toward the end of the episode, this is where it's kind of big. A storm will break. Alicia and Charlie will leave together, and everything is destroyed, and they think that everyone is dead, but Charlie is going to actually give Alicia a little incentive to keep carrying on and to keep looking for people because that is what Alicia is good at. So I guess we don't get to see what happens with the storm with everyone else, but we will get through the storm in this episode, and then we'll move forward to next week. That's kind of, where we're going to sort of get it, but I'm not really big on holding a grudge against this little kid. I think, things are very confusing because of the zombie apocalypse and because everything happened so fast. I don't think it was the right thing for her to do to kill Nick, but I'm okay for moving on. And I think it's not like, I don't think the writers have the same challenge with Charlie as they do with Negan killing Glenn. I think it's going to be much, much easier to get Charlie in a good place. But who knows? Maybe in a couple episodes, they kill her off. Anything could happen, right? That is not a spoiler. I don't know that. So Epic says, why would Alicia listen to her? Epic, I think it's along those lines of why would Nick, or I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong episode here. So this question is for Epic. Why would Rick listen to Carl and not kill Negan? That's pretty much the same thing. Because what is going to be happening with Alicia is she's going to be thinking, what would Madison do? And that's going to be like the pulling force. So even though she's like, hey, you killed my brother and payback, it's time, in the back of her head it's going to be like, she's got to live through Madison, and she's got to do things better, and she's got to start to change people's opinion and their way of life. Well, exactly. And you kind of answered my question, as Rick was trying to fulfill a dying wish. And I think that's what Alicia's perspective of what would my mom want me to do. So Drama King says, Kills, do you think Rick's group would kill Charlie under the same circumstances? I don't think Rick's group would, and I think that's going to be a big battle in this upcoming season, is how Maggie's group might. But let me ask the group this question, because this does create a very scrupulous situation. If Henry killed Jesus, let's say for whatever reason, do you think that Maggie would hang Henry? Now, we know that they're going to hang Gregory, but do you think that Maggie's group would hang a kid for killing Jesus? Let me see your thoughts on that. Not what you would do, what you think the characters would do. I don't think they would either. Well, Carol's a different beast, but I think it would be a little different perspective. I do think there's a different tolerance. Other than Carol, I think there's more of a tolerance of children's behaviors. And I know a lot of people wanted Henry's head on a pike after he unlocked the gate. But I don't think they would. I think there's just always that more of an opportunity when it happens with the kids on the show. Cammie says she's a little girl, but she's psychotic, and there's not a cure for that. Well, there actually is. I mean, people can go in and out of psychosis. And certainly, let me ask this question. Can we honestly relate to Charlie's state of mind without first knowing what happened to her parents? After you see the story tonight and answer the question about Charlie's parents, do you think it might change the perspective a little bit? Just curious. Mitch says no. Hippo says no. Some people are saying yes. Fluff is saying no. Let me put it this way. I'm going to use Dwight as an argument, because I love to do this. And this is why I ask you guys so many questions, because I want you to interact. When Dwight killed Denise, we were in a live stream, and I asked people how they felt about Dwight, and we went through the whole series over the next couple months. And I would say 80 to 90% of our viewing audience wanted Dwight dead. I'm not even joking here. Now, fast forward to last year, and I would say 80 to 90% of our audience, they were okay with Dwight. Dwight had earned his stripes. Dwight was back. So I can ask you that question about how you feel the here and now, but never underestimate the ability of the writers to manipulate our feelings and put a character in a situation where they become the hero. And we can do it time and time again with character after character. You're going to do it with Negan. I'm going to do it with Negan. There are so many characters that The Walking Dead will have a straddle that line between we hate them one moment, but then all of a sudden they earn it back. You got people right here, Wilson saying, Dwight was the best part of season 8. So let it play out. When it plays out a little bit more, we tend to start to sympathize with people's situation, especially when they're kids. All right. We are going to, that is kind of the complete episode. Tammy, Pete D, a couple of you others, Rosanna, Jude, who saw the episode, is there anything else that, because we are talking spoilers, anything else that you saw in the episode that really stuck out that we might have glossed over? And I think Kel's got a point right there. And this shows the division, because Kel said, why did she kill Nick? Because she was a scared kid. Not everybody's going to agree with that, but some people do agree with that. And I think that's going to be the division right now. There are already Charlie sympathizers, and there's some people that, you know, they're always going to hate it regardless, and there's some people in the middle. And the writers will go after the people in the middle. They're going to give her a couple of nice storylines, you know, a couple kills, you know, jump up, save a few people, become a little bit of a badass, and they'll get, you know, that 50 or 60% to straddle in the line. It posts like, Charlie can meet the Whisperers. Oh, man. You guys are tough. But you know what? Like, I'm not trying to change anybody's opinion right now. I'm just giving you, I'm an open book. Because I didn't expect you guys to try to change my opinion on Negan. And you can't change my opinion on Negan. The only thing that can change it is time and story, and whether at the end of it, I still may not allow him to be the hero on the show that they may try to make him into. And many of you may, you know what, I don't care. I don't care if Charlie saves Strand and Morgan and everybody all in one fell swoop. She killed Nick and I'm never going to like her. I don't disagree with that. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong. What I'm saying is there's a lot of uncharted territory, and I've seen many of you flip-flop before because I've done it myself. So it'll be interesting when I ask this question again in a month. And I'm going to write down. I'm going to say safely, I'm going to ask the group right now, just based on what you've seen in the opinions that everybody has here. And this is not you personally. What percentage of the group do you think is Charlie sympathizers, and what percentage of our group do you think are Charlie haters? If you think it's 50-50, write 50-50. If you think it's 70-30, because I'm going to write this number down. And in 1 month, I'm going to ask the question again, and I just want to see how it changes. I want to see the power of the writers on Fear the Walking Dead. So you guys give me a couple numbers. The first number will be pro-Charlie. The second number will be opposite. Some people are saying 50-50, 60-40, 70-30. Really? Pete, Maggie, you think 70% are okay with Charlie's actions? I thought it'd be a little lower. I'm probably along the lines of Tegan. I think 60-40. I think 60 are cool with Charlie, and 40, they want her gone. Girl in a Chihuahua says 60-40. Tommy says 30-70. Tommy, you think 70% hate Charlie. I think that's way too high. Okay. You know what? That is a great point. What an excellent point. Pete D says Charlie was defending her group. We hated Eugene for not doing the same. But once again, it's either you're Nick or you're the opposite. But I do think that is an interesting spin on it, Pete. All right. I'm going to go 50-50. You know what? I said initially 60-40. I'm going to lower mine to 50-50, and I'll say 50% of the people out there don't care about Charlie, and I'm going to be interested to see how the opinions start to change, especially after tonight. All right. That is pretty much our countdown. That's a little bit of our recap. I'm going to make a couple of announcements, and then we'll wind this thing up, let some people grab some dinner, grab some drinks, get fired up for the reaction show tonight. So after Fear the Walking Dead at 10:15 tonight, we will do our reactions. We'll talk about the episode, what we liked, what we missed. We might do another rating system just to see where everybody stands on it. Also, just a super special shout out to a lot of people here. We have added a ton of new Patreons. You can see Rebecca Board, Timothy Lamora, Rashonda, so many people support this channel. I just want to give you my sincere gratitude and thank you for everything that you guys do. If you're interested in becoming a patron and supporting the channel, there's a link down in the comments below. Also, we have some members over on the far right side. They do an awesome job, and of course our super chatters as well. Pete D, the rest of the group that have their comments kind of frozen, and we discuss those. You guys are just phenomenal. Thank you for everything that you do. And of course, the 999 Army. Those of you who show up every single night and talk about The Walking Dead, whether it's a theory, whether it's a prediction, whether it's a what-if scenario, you just make the season of The Walking Dead and the off-season. I had just a really fun summer discussing this with all of you, and now that we're back in season and the shows are ramping up, it's just that much more amazing to hang out and just the knowledge and the passion each of you have. So appreciate everything that you guys are doing. We will be back here 10:15, and of course tomorrow night we will be back at 9:30. Tuesday night we'll be back 9:30. Wednesday night 9:30. Thursday night 9:30. And of course Sundays we are kicking back off early at noon. Thanks. Appreciate everything that you guys do. We'll do some shout-outs tonight when we have a little bit more time. You guys go grab a drink, have some food, and get ready for tonight's episode. And I will see you back here at 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. And also, make sure you guys like NATO, that like button. And I'll see you all soon. Thanks, everybody. Peace.